Hello everybody, welcome to Stratoscale Hybrid DevOps Pros. I'm Ariel, with me is Liaz.
Hey Ariel.
Today we are going to reveal Symphony 5.1.3. It's an exciting update to the platform. Tons of stuff been added, a lot of changes. Liaz, tell us what's new.
We say it every version, but this version is exciting, and our viewers are going to see.
We're living on the edge. It's changing every week, right?
We are ramping up very fast, and you'll see that we have like very exciting features for administrators and users alike.
No, Symphony 5.1.3 is really, really nice. So, what's new?
Let's start with tagging, image tagging. So we've had this feature coming up long time ago. People want to tag.
Yep.
Tagging is very easy in order to get your images, understand what you have, what you don't have. So right now, it's very easy for administrator to tag things for themselves that it's on their scope. Tag public tags for users. So if you want to signal, that's the best Ubuntu release I have, use that one. Very easy to tag. Your user cannot touch that. So it's like a public
so tagging is the best way for me to find my resources, exactly. Right? So now we have system level tags administrated by Symphony. We have admin tags and we have user tags.
Yes, admin administrated by admins, and users are, by the way, users can also do put public tags, and everything is also exposed in the API.
Fantastic.
So you can do it in the UI, API with JSONs, and of course we improved stabilities and visibility.
Fantastic. Taggings are great. Databases are a huge thing in 5.1.3.
Services, databases, it's huge. So we done that. Let's go. I'm going to show you that. Let's go to instances. I've got my instance. Statistics. Tons of statistics.
Okay.
Statistics are database specific. So if you're using Postgres and MySQL, you might get different statistics, of course.
So we have deep statistics of what is happening inside of the database that can help us fine-tune, figure out what's going on. Really, really cool stuff. So we don't need to, we don't need to SSH, we don't need to log into the database. No. We can see everything from our console.
You've got monitoring, you've got statistics, very easy to understand. Like, okay, I don't understand why my database has like very long latency, high latency. Oh, I go to monitoring, I see maybe I should improve my storage and so on. Very easy to analyze.
Again, these innovations around monitoring and adding more and more database management functions are what's making this the best database as a service platform on the planet.
I totally agree. Especially for the on-prem, when you go in, it's one pane. Even the beginner user can look and say, okay,
managed database services are the best way to administer at scale a large number of databases. So we see here MySQL, and I think we have innovations on other database engines as well, right? Postgres got some new functions.
We have Redis and Mongo. So let's see.
Oh my God, Redis and Mongo.
Yes, so
that's big.
Redis and Mongo. If I go here to database clusters, I started a Redis cluster, extremely easy. Let's see how easy it is.
So Symphony 5.1.3 is introducing managed Redis, Redis version 4, and Mongo as a service. That's pretty big.
So Redis is 4.0 and same for Mongo. It's very big because starting a Redis cluster is not always simple. With Symphony, it is simple. Just look at it. I'm just adding a name. I'm choosing whatever cluster I have, number of nodes, size of nodes, and this is it basically. I'll run next. I'll add networking features, and that's it. It's done.
We gotta do a deep dive on Redis.
I take that. I accept the challenge.
Okay, expect to see a video soon.
Yes.
Same thing for Mongo.
Redis, very easy. Again, if I just pick Mongo, it's the same parameters. Check out the release notes for a short list of limitation, but other than that, amazing.
So everything is API driven. You can set up clusters in seconds.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Let's go to certificates. So that's a long-coming feature. We got this from a lot of customers. What happens is that we can add certificates to load balancers. We talked about that.
So certificate management is something that we want in order to automate load balancer deployments.
You could do that very easily using the UI, but it was missing in API for Terraform.
I see.
So right now we have the ACM API used by AWS. So if you're using Terraform using AWS API, extremely easy to manage your certificate and then
So
start a load
fully
balancer.
fully automate the lifecycle of the
Exactly.
certificate, add it to the platform, and then use it to deploy. Great.
Okay, so Kubernetes registries, we have a great service of registry as a service for Kubernetes. Now we can expose it using Elastic IP. Again, extremely easy. Two click of the buttons and the registry is externally exposed for other people in the organization.
I see.
Okay?
So when we deploy a container registry, we can use it in other applications.
In other clusters.
Okay, good. Now on the Kubernetes side, the managed Kubernetes platform has been updated to support Kubernetes 1.11.4.
And now for the most exciting, personally, I think it's the most exciting feature in this release, that's the AutoScaling Groups. I think AutoScaling Groups is what actually makes a cloud a cloud. Because the whole point is that when you have a system and people are going into the system and you need more resources, the whole point of AutoScaling Group is that you can scale.
So a scale-out architecture for an application, having the ability to make it elastic, right, is what makes it automatically scalable.
It makes it effective. They go in Sunday morning, you scale, you scale out. If you go, they are like on Sunday afternoon, they.
So what's new with AutoScaling Groups?
Okay, so with AutoScaling Group, you can actually autoscale. So we can start an AutoScaling group, can go like SG2, let me just do it. I want a minimum of 2, maximum of 4. I have my large config. Okay, desire capacity, let's say it's 3, don't have to put it. That's the network. And then when I go next, I have the source.
So what we've added in Symphony 5.1.3 is tying into different metrics to automatically scale my scale groups. Right before that, it was just more or less manual API driven. Now it's fully automated using monitoring of metrics in the platform. Right.
The secret sauce is the fact that we're using target tracking. Meaning you don't have to specify a minimum and a maximum. We have a very sophisticated algorithm. You say, my application needs to run on 50% and it will make sure that it will follow the 50% mark in CPU. You can go network traffic and out traffic. Again, it will track the exact the exact value that you give it.
Perfect. Again, stay tuned. Again, this capability is going to be enhanced as we're going to add monitoring of more and more parameters that would allow you to automatically scale your applications. This is beautiful. What else is new?
Let's see how we manage the keys. So access keys, if I go to managing my access keys, first I can, if I create, then for our previous users, okay, up until now you could revisit your secret key every time. Now we changed that. For security purposes, you can use it just like in other vendors. You'll show it. You can see it only once. You can download it, but you have to keep it. We'll not show it again.
Okay.
But if you want to import your already used access keys, for example, if you want to have the same script running on AWS on Symphony, you can just import the access keys from AWS simply into Symphony.
So you could have a consistent set of access keys for multiple deployments, one leg in the public cloud running on AWS, the other running on Symphony on-prem, and manage it.
Same script.
Okay.
Same script, same credentials.
So previously we had to generate keys for Symphony that were unique. Now we can actually import these keys.
So if you have those keys vaulted somewhere, you don't have to change them.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so let's go to storage pools. Of course.
Now I think on the key management, under the hood, we've implemented the HashiCorp Vault to manage these keys. So it's beautiful, it's secure, and it's working.
Let's log in again because I want to show you things from the administrator point of view for pools. So I'm going to storage pools. And here, if I'll tap on this specific pool and I go to recovery, I have a recovery monitoring tool. Now it's very important when we're balancing our hardware.
We've implemented a new storage backend using Ceph to give us petabyte scale on the backend, and we're introducing more and more capabilities over time. Now, as we are growing these storage pools, as we are rebalancing them or going through recovery due to hardware failure, now we are able to better throttle that bandwidth, not to impact the experience of the users on the platform while the storage pool is rebalancing.
Exactly.
So this is a great tool for quality of service, again, that we're giving the administrator the ability to manage these knobs. Beautiful.
Very, very easily. You just slide this slider and just update, and that's it. And you can see your top utilized disks. So if one disk is more utilized than the others, you can go ahead and balance it. Maybe investigate why is it highly utilized.
Perfect. And we are investing a lot in tooling for platform administrators. Again, we have users that are consuming cloud services, and we have the administrators that are, making sure that services are up, that the capacity is available, that the platform is resilient. So these are monitoring tools. We're giving them also actionable insights into what should be done, where I think we've also added more capabilities around the compute for that. Symphony 5.1.3 has introduced T3 and R5 predefined instance types as well. So a lot of tools for the administrator side by side with native or cloud native functions for the users. That's good stuff. Also, the diagnostics, I think, we introduced something cool.
We did something when you're going to our remote support, you can go ahead and also allow safe dashboard. So that will allow us to help you monitor your storage.
So again, there's a lot of capability for administration and also remote administration as a service for these platforms. We'll probably need to do a deep dive on that as well pretty soon. It's exciting stuff. All right, so what else is new?
Okay, so load balancers. Now, when you start a load balancer, we can actually let you choose whether you want an application load balancer or a network load balancer.
That's big.
So let's talk a little bit about the difference, because it is important. A network load balancer is the load balancer, the classic one. Okay, so load balancer that knows how to load balance in the TCP layer, IP port, fans out. So for application load balancer, I can load balance according to layer 7, HTTP, URLs, and so on. And we give you that option. So once you choose network load balancer, you can choose a port to load balance according. But if you choose application load balancer, you get a whole health check for URLs and so on. So you can health check the application itself. Extremely important.
That's fantastic. Again, going back to scale out, going back to AutoScaling Groups, these are the tools that allow us to build cloud-native applications with ease. That's beautiful.
So this actually sums up the main features that we have in this version. Again, every version is a lot of stability, new features.
So we mentioned Kubernetes 1.11.4 as an update. We've got other updates across the board. So MySQL 5.5 was updated to 5.5.6.2. MySQL 5.6.42 was introduced. MySQL 5.7.24 was introduced. Postgres 9.6.10, as well as Postgres 10.5-2, as well as MariaDB 10.1.37. So interesting updates across the board. On the cluster databases, we mentioned Mongo version 4.0.3 and Redis 4.0.11. On the Cassandras, we've updated to Cassandra 3.0.17, as well as 3.11.3, and MariaDB on the Galera option 10.1.32. Right? Exciting stuff. It's a big update.
So
a lot of new capabilities. Again, Mongo as a service, Redis as a service,
AutoScaling Groups.
Exciting. Database monitoring, more load balancer options. All right. So, Liaz,
thank you very much, Ariel.